Here's what you actually want. Light, comfortable, properly built Chelsea boots that look sharp in everything from jeans to a three-piece suit. And today, for you guys, I've got the 6 best looking ones at 3 different price points. Starting off at not only the most affordable, but arguably the most comfortable option on this list, Beckett Simonon's Bolton Chelsea boot is Blake stitch, meaning the footbed is minimally constructed and full leather. This makes it the lightest option with a quick, easy break-in period. We've got some crazy sharp designs coming later, but these really capture the fundamental spirit of a proper dress boot. The last is slender and refined with smooth curves rolling down the forefoot, a sharp drop on the toe, and a soft arc pulling in at the waist. Even though it is just a boot, it has the finesse of a fine dress shoe. The European full-grain calf leather is soft and finished to a gentle shine. Oh, morning! That is so beautiful. While people typically get brown for Chelsea boots because it is more versatile, I kind of like the black for more like social outfits. It's just a little more modern, contemporary, has a more sleek look that gives you those cool vibes for, you know, a social night out. There are 2 primary drawbacks with this one though. The leather, while clean and comfortable for the price, is ultimately imperfect. Inconsistent pore structure, small scars and scratches, so on. Number 2, Blake stitch construction is defined by one stitch that connects through the entire footbed. While this allows for that thin, light breathability, it also means that water, even just from a small puddle, will wick up through that thread and get into your socks. So keep them out of the rain. To me, these are the perfect warm weather night out Chelseas. They look sharp, stay cool, and fit well with nicer outfits and plenty of walking around. And check out the links in the description for 15% off. But what if you want something a bit more robust for those foul, snowy, rainy days? These suede Chelseas by Meermin also have a channel, but unlike Beckett Simonon, they will not wick water. And that's because they are Goodyear welted. The open channel stitch here does not go inside the footbed, but instead remains outside. Same look, different behavior. And on top of that, they've got a thick rubber sole with double studs for extra grip. The suede here is quite nice. It has a rich, nappy fuzz all around. I didn't find any significant discoloration or unevenness. There's more I could say, but honestly, the B-roll kind of speaks for itself. I want to lick it, and that's kind of the gauge I use for if a suede is good or not, is if I want to lick it. That's the gauge you use too, right? The chunkier sole does take away from that elegant, dressy aesthetic, but that's why I chose these in suede. It's more relaxed and fits better with hardy, textured winter outfits, where a formal, full-grain leather would look a little out of place. While these are a more casual option, refined details elevate these above the average Chelsea. A slim, Spanish-style last, decorative wheeling, and the only boot on this list to have a hole-cut upper, which means the entire upper is just one piece of leather. Very hard to pull off and a sign of skilled craftsmanship that makes for a cleaner overall aesthetic. But now, it's time to really level up. Quick note, beefcakes. Thick leather is stiff stuff. It's hard to manipulate, which is why most boots have crude brick-like shapes, and why they can be painful to wear for weeks on end while they break in. But I don't want thick leather, and that's because
dress boots are not for lumberjacks.
they have the durability you would expect of a well-made stitched leather boot, though the priority here is on thinner leathers that allow for sharper last designs, lightness and breathability, and comfort straight out of the box. I don't just want a nice Chelsea boot, I want a boot so nice that people look at it and say,
Damn!
Now we're in the premium range. At just shy of $400, the best overall value and my personal favorite comes from Bridlen Shoemaker. Just look at that last. We've talked about Bridlen before. Rock solid Goodyear welt construction, high quality European leather, and beautiful sole work. But here I must focus on the last. It's hard to capture with words, but hopefully you can see it by comparison. There's just a level of perfection in the proportions, the smoothness of the curves, and most notably the chiseled toe, all of which contribute to a boot that is the very opposite of a potato. It's sharp and contemporary, but still grounded. The European leather is another standout here. Clear, consistent pore structure all throughout, no wrinkles or dents, and comes in this subtle, desaturated grayish brown that separates it from a more generic brown. A little more austere and probably better with more formal wear. I think these are a steal. A well-made Goodyear welted boot for $400 isn't anything to write home about, but as you're about to see, to get a last this refined, plus a high-quality leather, plus a closed channel leather sole, you'll have to spend a heck of a lot more. The only issue for me here is the leather. It is incredible, but that makes it all the more tragic that it's been marred by small flecks of black dye. It's not really that noticeable, but it's unfortunate given how preventable it probably is. Now, if you're only interested in refined boots, you can skip to the next section because this one is for the guys who want something a bit more rugged while still being elevated. Blackbird Shoemaker offers the most affordable hatch grain Chelseas I have ever found. Hatch grain is a more sophisticated and expensive leather, though not necessarily more formal. While it does elevate this boot above the average Chelsea, it does so in a way that still coheres with more rugged textured outfits. And unlike full grain leather, hatch grain will age well with heavy wear as the texture masks any scuffs or scars that accumulate with time. In contrast to the rubber soles found on Meermin, these feature Vibram Eton soles. Where standard rubber can be slippery and stiffer to break in, the semi-soft textured finish of these Vibram soles make for a more comfortable boot with superior grip. The burnished toe and heel, the leather pull tab, the accent panel, for me, it's the small details that make this one special. And for those who appreciate craftsmanship, these are fully handmade. Check it out.
If there's a machine called a Goodyear welt that does it more quickly, why do you do hand welting instead?
We wanted to make boots the traditional way, and we wanted to make use of whatever skill was available to us. It has always been such important to offer jobs to our highly skilled laborers and give back to the community in some form or the other. People love wearing something that's harder to make and that has been made by having a lot of skill involved in making it.
Now, there is one big drawback, and for me, it's the last. The toe box is a bit wide, making it look more blocky than chiseled. It just doesn't flow quite as smooth as the others and reads as a bit chunky.
Remember what we said about thick leathers? Yeah, well,
These
have the thickest of the bunch.
Though to be fair, it still kind of works with the rugged but refined hatch grain aesthetic. Between the more casual leather and the Vibram soles, I think these are a great all-weather option that you can comfortably get a little beat up. Last design that's intentional from every angle, leather from some of the world's finest tanneries, and finishing details that look sharp even under the most autistic levels of scrutiny. We're in the big leagues now, my friends, the luxury tier. There's a controversial detail with this one, but first, TLB Mallorca's 296 Artista Chelsea boot. Made in Spain, the silhouette is the big point, especially the toe geometry. See that sharp angle? It gives the boot that yeah, do you know what I'm saying? I don't know what I'm saying. French Annonay leather that is not only crystal clear, but also comes in subtle, unique colorations, such as this lovely, rich, warm, chocolatey caramel. An understated shade of brown that you just don't see at lower price points. And look at this almost imperceptible black dotting that spans the grain. It gives a level of texture that breathes depth into what would otherwise be a flat singular color. In that controversial detail, a flat welt, which typically is associated with cheaper shoes as it can look bland and lazy in contrast to the more decorative upper of a standard shoe. But actually, I like it. I think the minimal aesthetic of a flat welt complements the uniquely minimal character of the Chelsea boot perfectly, especially when it has this slight bevel on the corner. But let me know what you think in the comments. With a Vibram sole again, these are truly the luxury option for those who still must deal with inclement weather. Finally, the ultimate dress Chelsea. As close to perfection as you can get under $1,000, the BTS 211 Chelsea boot made by Chinese workshop Yearn shoemaker and sold at Arterton, London, is fully handmade and features their contemporary low-profile Y02 last. These blew my mind when I first opened them.
Chelsea, lovely packaging. Wow, these are light. Oh god, these are crazy.
We've seen welt fudging before in this video, but guys, take a look at this. Intentional sharp wheeling waxed to such a hard gloss that it takes on an almost ceramic quality. And that perfectly uniform stitching, that's done, as you would expect, by a machine. Wrong! That is done entirely by hand. Only a few people in the world are even capable of this sort of craftsmanship. The small design details add up here. The pitched heel and angled goring create a forward motion that italicizes the boot and draws your attention down the sloping vamp to the sculpted toe. The smoky brown German leather has an understated black patina that's hard to notice up close, but as a whole gives the product a shadowy visual dimension. At this price, these products transcend being simply well-made pieces of footwear into proper sculptural works of art. Even something as unimportant as the bottom of the shoe, a surface surface that'll be scuffed the very first time you wear them, is beautifully dyed and burnished to a smooth semi-gloss finish. Remember when I said Beckett Simonon had the lightest boots here? I lied. Here again, we have a thin leather footbed that is lightweight, breathable, and supremely comfortable right out of the box. Except this time, it's not made possible by the lesser Blake stitch, but instead by fully handmade construction crafted precise enough to allow for such tightness. So what's the downside with these? Well, the same downside as with any truly supreme quality product, and that's the price you pay for them. That's the briefing, but guys, if you want the full breakdown review of all these products, including seeing them cut in half and a truly nuclear grade, hyper obsessive breakdown of every detail, good and bad, subscribe to the channel. That'll be the next video coming out very soon. Thank you guys so much. Happy New Year.